I am 10 years old and Atlantis is in the theater. I see it with my cousin, and in Milo Thatch, I see everything I want for my life. My cousin thinks it's weird, but she's grateful that I don't fight her for the position of princess. I don't fully understand why I want to be Milo so badly. I won't for another 16 years.
She wanted to sleep with me.
I am 12
I
years
mean, not
old.
like lovers, just
Oregon
sex.
has passed a constitutional
It's just
amendment.
sex.
Gay marriage is officially
Except it
Again.
isn't, is it?
illegal.
It isn't just sex.
Two of my mom's friends
Not when you know you
abruptly
can't
find
do
that
it.
their marriage is annulled.
But I'd never told a
I
living soul,
am
so
aware that
how
I am
would she know?
different. I am aware
So I got
that
out of the
my
car and I
rights
started to
are
cry,
less important than the comfort
lamenting my
of
dirty
adults.
secret.
Why the way
Feeling
that I
pressure on me
present
like I felt
myself
the past
so
19
vilified
years, pressing
by
down
the
on me,
mortals?
crushing
I am
me.
13 years old.
I do not remember who
I've just
sanctified
had
it.
all
And
of
then
my
the
hair
flood
cut
Probably the
off
same
because I want to
person
look
who
like
originally
Gerard
said,
Way. I
family
don't
moral,
look
the
like Gerard
sanctity
Way. I
of our
look like a with
values.
short
I
hair,
really
and
Whatever
I
that's
hate it.
supposed to mean.
Wept.
I wear baggy clothes
Wept
all
like
the
I
time.
Yeah,
never
sounds like an
had
utter yoke
before.
of bitch if you
start
ask
cutting.
me.
Inconsolable.
So, as the god of love,
A few
I
months
am
away
the
from
ultimate
Tears
master of
the
the
moment
flood
intimate
from a
thing.
It's just getting
broken
From the
closer.
ladies of the
And as I
world to
stand
them
with my other
several
siblings,
appointed
waiting
kings.
for this waiting to go,
Allow me.
And when my friends came back
I
and found me,
remember why
I couldn't tell them
Grecian
why.
I don't
boys
die.
like to
What would I
live.
say?
why it's
Take
so
a really
important
good
living.
So I wept.
Boy.
Because I am proud
Feel
of my
those
trans
took me
body,
home
and no
and
one
sold me
is
to
worth
the
giving.
love
Giving
of
up my
bird.
pride,
Because I
giving
must
up
be
my
dying.
soul to so many standards.
And
I am not
union
ashamed.
or
I stand
ever
up tall,
twisting
and
waters
I see you there
was
and
so
say,
coy it knew no world
And
leaders.
then
I am
finally,
24 years
I want
old.
to be like you, see like you,
As much as I
feel
like
like
to
you.
clean
I want to
and
stand with you, brand like you, stand like you.
I don't know
And
the
just
pronouns
because
of
I
my
am proud
name.
doesn't mean I want to stop. I just learned to not be afraid because I am the king
years,
of heart.
they are
And I want you to know, my other trans brothers and siblings,
My
that
voice
yours
is
is
not
raising hard
easy.
because it's coming up right. And we will stand up to
I
it.
sold myself
Don't let anyone silence you, for it is coming true. For dream might be someone might and it will be for you. Never drop because you know you're so strong.
somehow pulls us together.
Thank you.
Forming
communities.
now I know.
Standing hard.
Gender
But
fluid.
now,
When
I
some
stand on my
recognizing our
own.
beauty in
That's how a lot of my
Well,
conversations
I am magnificent.
I just laugh.
It's the quiet
Nobody ever uses
Because
Ah,
I
I see someone wearing a badge
I'm
across
amazing.
the street.
Sometimes
I
I
am
still
happy.
feel
Shared life.
And I just want you to
Fleeting
know.
moment of
No.
solidarity.
Sometimes I
It's
still
trusting
feel
someone enough to
certain
tell them who
things
you are,
before,
knowing that they'll accept you even though your heart's in your mouth.
but I'm learning.
It's sitting alone, knowing that your worth comes from inside
Fully
you.
inhabit
It's knowing you have a
space
whole
that I
community
am.
behind you. And if you're alone, your home will find you. To anyone who's looking, welcome home.
How now, spirits? What are you? You've traveled a long way to find us, haven't you? Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, through woods, through stars. On a heart of fire, through loneliness and anger, pain and fear. A heart of sorrow and of hope has brought you to our haunted grove. Right here. What do you seek, little wanderers? Perhaps you're not that alone. Wandering, wandering, keeping vigil for one thing. Well, gentles, here you are. Welcome, wanderers. We've been waiting for you.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but oh, methinks, how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days shall quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights shall quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword and won thy love, doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious Duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, messengers, sweetmeats. Oh, sweetmeats and messengers of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious Duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
And what say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your mother should be as a goddess. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your mother's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
Well, I would that my mother looked but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes with must her judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die a death, or to abjure for ever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your mother's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in shady cloister mute, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master sow their blood to undergo such milden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which withering on virgin thorn grows, lives and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing date betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, either prepared to die for disobedience to your mother's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would. Or on Diana's altar to protest for our austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia.
Oh my God.
And Lysander, yield up thy crazy title to my certain right.
You have her mother's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry her?
Scornful Lysander. True, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. and she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lady, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his, my fortunes every way as fairly ranked as not with vantage as Demetrius. And which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Demetrius, I'll vouch it to his head, made love to Neda's daughter Helena and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I had heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, I have some private schooling for you. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your mother's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death or to a vow of single life. Come, Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history. The course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood.
O cross, too high to be enthralled to low.
Or else misgraph in respect of years.
O spite, too old to be engaged to young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
O hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
Or, if there were sympathy in choice, war, death, sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as any shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied night that in a spleen unravels both heaven and earth, and o'er man have power to say, behold! The jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers had ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. But let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fellows' fancies.
A good persuasion. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow's aunt, a dowager of great revenue she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues. There, and she respects me. There. Gentle Hermia, may I marry thee, and to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and meet me in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once, with Helena, to do an observance till morn of May. There will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by the best arrow with the golden head, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen, when the false Troyan under sail was seen, by all the vows that men have ever broke, in number more than women have ever spoke. In that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair, oh happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than locks to a shepherd's ear when wheat is green and hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching, oh, were favours so yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear would catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. If the world were mine, Demetrius be it, the rest I give to you to be translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skills.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty if that fault were mine.
Take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself shall fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces in my love do dwell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates we've devised to steal.
And in the wood, where often you and I upon our faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet. And thence from Athens turn away our eyes, to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee, thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow's deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As me on him, Demetrius note on you.
You, how happy some other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know all what he do know. As he ears dotting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring his qualities, things base and vials, forming no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. Therefore is winded Cupid painted blind. Nor doth love's mind can unheedly taste, wings and no eyes, figure unheedly haste. They say love is said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled, as waggish boys in games themselves forswear, as the boy love pejores everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyes, he sware down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so it disappeared, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight, and then to the woods he will tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is for my estent. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to see him hither and back again. I probably shouldn't use iloveddsd@hotmail.com.
Is all our company here?
Hey guys!
Hi guys! Duckling! Oh my god, I haven't seen you forever.
It has been so long.
I'm so excited. So good. Oh my god.
Yes!
Amazing.
Don't worry, everybody. I'm here. Here I am.
Is all our company here?
You're best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name that is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
Oh! First, good Petroquince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Oh, a very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Petroquince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the Weaver.
Ready? Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
Ooh, now that will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure.
Francis Flute, the bellows.
Yet my chief humour is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make all split.
Francis Flute, the
and shivering sharks that break the locks of prison gates. And Phoebus' car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates.
Right.
This was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players. This is Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover was more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Yeah, Petroquince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
And what is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisne. Ah, Pyramus, lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
No. You must play Pyramus. And Flute, you Thisbe. Robin Starveling, the tailor. Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Petroquince.
You, Pyramus' father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner. You, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written?
Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
And you shall do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would hang us.
And every mother's son.
No, I grant you, friends, that if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you, and 'twere any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus. Bottom, bottom, sweet, sweet nightingale. Bottom, bottom, bottom. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentle man-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. Oh, what beard were I best to play it in?
Why? What you will?
I will discharge it in either your straw colour beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple ingrain beard, or your French crown colour beard, your perfect yellow.
That's a bit gay. Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you shall play barefaced. But masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace woods a mile without the town by zoom light. There we will rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. I'm looking at you here, Starveling. Adieu.
At the Zoom call we meet.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen. Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen. To his arms upon the green, the cowslips tall his pensioners be. In the cold, cold spots you see, those be rubies, fairy favors, and their freckles are their sabers. Oh, I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip seed. Farewell, the long spirits all be gone. Bye. A queen and all else come here anon.
The king doth keep her revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within her sight. For Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because that he as his attendant hath a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. He never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child knight of her train, to trace the forests wild. But he, perforce, withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all his joy. So now they never meet in grove nor green, by fountain clear nor spangled starlight sheen. But they do square, that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you she that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk, and sometimes labour in the quan, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometime make the drink to bear no balm, mislead night wanderers laughing at their harm, both that hobgoblin call you and sweet puck. You do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you she?
Thou speak'st aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon, and make her smile when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal. And sometimes lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab, and when she drinks against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pours the ale. The wisest aunt, telling the saddest tale, sometime for 3-foot stool mistakenly. Then slip I from her bum, down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough. Then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees and swear a merrier hour was never wasted there. But room, fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that she were gone.
Ill met by Zoom light, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Philida. Why art thou here, come from the farthest steppes of India, but that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskined mistress and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know their love for Theseus?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never, since the middle summer's spring, met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beached margents of the sea to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind, but with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in revenge, as in revenge have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the ploughman lost his sweat, and the green corn rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and crows are fatted with the murrian flock. The 9 men's morris is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green, for lack of tread, are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with hymn or carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound. And thorough this distemperature we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts far in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old Higham's thin and icy crown an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter, change their wonted liveries, and the mazed world by their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross his Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairy land buys not the child of me. His mother was a votaress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night full often hath she gossiped by my side, or sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, remarking the embarked traders on the flood, when we would laugh to see their sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait following, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate, and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within the Zoom intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, come with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way!
How do you leave this thing?
Could be a red button.
Red button
What?
that says leave on it.
Oh, yes, I've got it.
Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberanced since once I sat upon a promontory, and watched a dolphin on a mermaid's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres as to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as to pierce 100,000 hearts. But I should see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votaress passed on, in maiden meditation, fancy-free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound. and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me this flower. The herb I sheared thee once, the juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid, will make any man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim in the ink.
I'll put a girdle around the earth in 40 minutes.
Thanks, babe.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when he is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in his eyes. The next thing then he waking looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, he shall pursue it with the soul of love, and ere I take this charm from off his sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make him render up his page to me.
Just like touch one of them, like it doesn't matter.
No, go away!
I am invisible.
No, but
I'm still over here at the conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? One I'll slay, the other one slayeth me. Thou toldst me they had stolen into this wood, and here I am, wooed within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence get thee gone, follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted abdomen, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is as true as steel. You let me lose your power, I shall have no power to draw you.
Do I speak you fair?
Yes.
Do I entice you? Or rather, do I not say, in the plainest truth, that I do not, no, I cannot love you?
And even for that, do I love you the more? I am your spaniel. And Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me, but as your spaniel. Spur me, strike me, let me, lose me. Timmy, leave, unworthy as I am to follow you. Yes, Daddy. What worser place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect in me, than to be used as your dog?
You tempt too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much. To leave the city and trust... To leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege. It is not the night when I do see your face. Therefore, I don't think I am in the night, nor doth this wood lack world of company, when in high respect you are my world. How can I say that I am alone when all the world is looking on me?
I'll hide from thee, and get me in the breaks, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest have not such a heart as you. Run where you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies, Delphi holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild high makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless field when cowardice flies and valor goes.
Right, I will not stay thy questions, hence let me go. Or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the woods.
I in the temple, in the town, the fields, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight like men do. We should be wooed and not made to woo.
Right, well, my Wi-Fi's disconnecting, so
I'll follow thee through heaven and hell and die upon you to love so well. Use you but as your spaniel. Girl, you need therapy.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, Thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me.
I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet moss roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight, and there the snake throws her enamelled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in, and with the juice of this I'll streak his eyes, and make him full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove a sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Effect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou, meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so.
Come, now a roundel and a fairy song, then for the third part of a minute hence. Some to kill cankers in the musk rose buds, some war with rear mice for their leathern wings to make my small elves coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices, and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongues, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and blind worms do no wrong, come not near our fairy queen. Philomel with melody, singing our sweet lullaby, la 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 lullaby, la 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm, come my lovely lady nigh, so good night with lullaby. Weaving spiders, come not here, hence you long-legged spinners, hence. Beetles black approach not near, worm nor snail do no offense. Philomel with melody, singing our sweet lullaby, la 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 lullaby, la 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm, come my lovely lady nigh, so good night with lullaby.
get away, now all is well. One aloof stands sentinel. Wait! No, wait!
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair, in thy eye that shall appear. When thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I have forgot our way. Well, rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. I'll find you out a bed, for upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as a pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet, not lie so near.
Oh, take the scent, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean, that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. Then by your side no bedroom me deny, for lying, Sir Hermia, do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But gentle friend, for love and modesty, lie further off in human modesty. Such separation, as may well be said, becomes virtuous a bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till sweet life's end.
Amen, amen. To that fair prayer say I, and then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep, give thee all his rest.
With half that wish the wish's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force of stirring love. Night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. And here the lady, sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl. Upon thine eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thine eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
Guys thee hence, follow me no more.
Wilt thou, darling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril, I alone will go.
I am out of breath of this fond chase. The more my prayers, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies. She doth had blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright, not with salt tears? If so, my eyes often whiten hers. No, I am a bear, for beasts that see me run away with fear, though no marvel through Demetrius do, as a monster flies presence us. What wicked and disassembling glass of mine made me compared to Hermia's glassy eye?
But who is here?
Lysander? Dead? Or asleep? If you are awake, good sir, awake.
And run through fire will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena! Nature shows art, and through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? How fit a vile name to perish on thy sword!
Do not say so, Lysander. Say not so. What though he loves Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content? With Hermia? No. I do repent those tedious minutes I have with her spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who would not change a raven for a dove? The will of man is his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young, till now not ripe to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will and leads me to your eyes. But I overlook the love stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I when this keen mockery born, when at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is not enough that I can never know, nor never can deserve a look from sweet Demetrius' eyes, but you must flout my insufficiencies? Good troth, you do me wrong, good sooth, you do in such a disdainful manner made me woo. But fare you well, perforce I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady that must refuse should be of another abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never may come Lysander near. For as a serpent of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to my stomach brings, and of ties of heresies that men do leave, are hated most of those they did deceive. So thou of my serpent and my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me, and all my powers address to your love and might, to honor Helen, and to be her knight.
Oh, help me, Lysander! Oh, help me, do thy best to cut this crawling serpent from my breast. My knee for pity. What dream was here? Oh, Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Oh, methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at its cool prey. Lysander? What, removed? Lysander? Lord? What? Out of hearing? Hello? Gone? No sound? No word? Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak, love of all loves. I almost swoon with fear. No? Oh, then, well, I will perceive you not. No. Either death or you, I'll find immediately.
then here's a marvelous convenient screen for our rehearsal. We will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke. What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Our lady in a palace fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords. And Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. That will put them out of fear.
We will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No. Make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing. For there is not a more fearful wildfowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell that he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name her name, and half her face must be seen through the lion's neck. And she herself should speak through, saying thus, or to the same defect, ladies, or fair ladies. I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a woman, as other women are. And there indeed let her name, and tell them plainly she is...
Come on, Snug.
What?
Come on, Snug. Come on, Snug.
Come on, let's go.
No.
Come on.
Snug.
Do it.
Snug the joiner!
Yeah.
Well, it shall be so. But there is 2 hard things. That is to bring the moonlight into a chamber for, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
That's the moonshine, the night we play our play.
A calendar. Look in the almanac, find out moonshine. Flute, find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why? Then may you leave a casement of the great Zoom window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorn and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Starveling, moonshine. Then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall, and let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
Oh my God, that's great.
Note! Wall. If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into the breakout room. And so everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? What? Oh, a play toward. Over Zoom. Well, that'll never work. I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth. Pyramus, you're on mute.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savours.
Odors! Odors!
Odours, savours sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus that e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, Mary, must you? For you must understand that he goes but to see a noise that he heard and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily-white of hue, of colour like the red rose on triumphant Brea, most brisky juvenile and eke most lovely you, as truest horse, the jet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninny's tomb? Why, man, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, switch on your video, enter. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh,
as truest horse, the jet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous, so strange. We are hacked. A virus. Pray masters, fly masters, log out.
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire. And neigh and bark and grunt and roar and burn like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? Well, you see an asshead of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom. Bless thee. Thou art translated.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard. I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me, if they could. But I will not stir from this place, do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing that they shall hear I am not afraid.
The ouzel cock so black of hue with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo grey, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay. For indeed, who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry cuckoo, never so? The ouzel cock so black of hue with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill, the finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo grey, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. My ear is much enamoured by thy note, so is mine eye enthralled by thy shape, and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me, on the first view, to say, to swear, I love thee.
Well, methinks, master, you should have little reason for that. Although, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbours will not call them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so, neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this Zoom, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this Zoom do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate, the summer still doth tend upon my state. And I do love thee, therefore stay with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee. My fairies will fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on flowery bed doth sleep. Peas blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed.
And I.
And I.
And I. Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks, and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light them from the fiery glowworm's eyes. To have my love to bed, and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail. Hail.
Hail.
Oh, I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name. And yours?
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Mistress Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentlewoman?
Peas blossom.
I pray you, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peascod, your father. Good Mistress Peasblossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, ma'am?
Mustard seed.
Oh. Good Mistress Mustard Seed. I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant-like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred had made my eyes watery now. I desire your more acquaintance, good Mistress Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. The moon looks, methinks, with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently.
Titania be awaked? Then what it was that next came in his eye, which he must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love, near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour. A crew of patches, rude mechanicals, who work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thickskin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did him a disadvantage cake. A trump's knoll I fixed it on his head. Anon, with me must be answered, and forth my minute comes, when they him spy as wild geese that the creeping fowler eye, or rusted pated choughs, many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So at his sight away his fellows fly, and at our stamp here o'er and o'er one falls. He murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fear thus strong, many senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. And at that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass!
All this falls by better than I could devise. But hast thou yet matched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping. That is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side. So when he waked of force, she must be eyed.
So I'm close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Why rebuke him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on a bitter foe.
Now, I but chide, but I should use thee worse, but thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being shoes in his blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon as this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the centre creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him, so should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
Right. So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty.
Oh.
And yet you, the murderer, look as bright and as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander?
Offer.
Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius! Wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog! Out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Thou hast slain him, then? Henceforth never be numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Darest thou ever look upon him being awake? And thou hast killed him sleeping. Oh, brave touch. Could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for all I can tell.
Well, pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get there for, huh?
A privilege to never see me more. And my hated presence, I part so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
Oh, wait, what's his nut? Just... there's no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that sleep doth bankrupt sorrow owe, which in some slight measure it will pay. Here for a while I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. By some misprison must perforce ensue, some true love turned, not a false turned true.
Then fate rules, that one man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood, go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion, see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes again she do appear.
I go. Look how I go. Swifter than an arrow from the archer's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth, mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then we'll two at once woo one. This must needs be sport alone. And these things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I bow, I weep and vow so born, and then nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth tells truth, oh, devilish hurly fray. These vows are Hermia's. Hermia, say it with me, Hermia. No. Will you give her o'er when weigh oath with oath and nothing weigh? Your vows to her and me, put into scales, will weigh nothing, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen! Oh, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine! To what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe in show thy lips, those kissing cherries, tempting grow. That pure congealed white, high Tartarus snow, fanned with the eastern wind, turns to but a crow when thou hold'st up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Spite, oh hell, I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but join in souls to mock me too? If you were men you were in show, you would not use a gentle lady so to vow and swear and super praise her parts, but you must hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals, and love Hermia, now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim sport, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sorts would so offend a virgin, and at sport a poor soul's presence all make sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius, be not so. For you love Hermia, and this you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and of yours of Helena, to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will do until my death.
Never did mocker speak such idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will have none. If ere I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her was but a guest wise sojourned, and now to Helen it is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the fate that thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide it dear. Look, where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night! From the eye his function takes, the ear the more quick the apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art by my eyes, Lysander, found! My ear, I thank it, thank you, brought me to thy sounds, but why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide. Fair Helen, who enguiles the night and all you fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could this not make me know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy.
What?
Now I perceive that you've conjoined all three to fashion a sport in spite of me, injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid. Have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Have you not forgot the counsels that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours we have spent when we have chid for the hasty-footed time that parted us? Oh, is it forgot? A childhood friendship, a school day innocence? We Hermia, like two artificial gods, we have made the needle to both create one flower, both on one settler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling on one key, both with one song, as if our bodies, our sides, our voices, our minds have been incorporated. So we grow together like the double cherries, seemingly parted, but yet a union in partitions, two lovely berries mounted on one stem, so as parting bodies, but one heart, two of the first with crowns of heresy, due but to one and crown of crest. But why you rent or love asunder for these men to destroy your poor friends? It's not friendly, 'tis not maidenly, or sex as well as I may chide as well, though the injuries I do feel.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face, then make your other love Demetrius, who even now has spurred me at the foot to call me goddess, divine, rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore does he say the things he hate? Wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so embedded in his soul to tender me forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? What I thought would be grace in you, so hung in love, so fortunate but miserable, so love on love. This should be pity and not despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do perceive her. Make false compliments, make mouths, so when I turn my back, wink at each other, screw up jests. These sports well carried should be chronicled. Have you no pity, grace, or manners? Would you not make such an argument? But fare thee well. 'Tis partly my fault, for death and absence shall recover.
Say, gentle Helena, here, my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
I swear to Artemis.
Sweet, do not call her so.
She cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst impel more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life, I do. I swear that by which I would loose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
All right, quick, come!
Lysander! Where do you tell us all this? Why are you grown so rude? What change is this, sweet love? Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
Ha! I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll trust not your word.
What? Should I hurt her?
What?
Strike her, kill her dead? Though I hate her, shan't harm her.
What? Can you do me a greater harm than hate? Hate me! Wherefore? Oh me, what news? My love! Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left? Oh, the gods forbid, shall I say?
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain nothing truer. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee, love.
Oh me! You juggler! You canker blossom! You thief of love! What? Have you come by night and stolen my lover's heart from him?
Fine, I faith, have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? Will you take my innocent answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
It's right so! Aye, that way goes the game now. I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She has urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I am yet not so low, but that my nails could reach unto thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I have never cursed. I am no gift in this shrewdness. I am a right maid of cowardice. Let her not strike me. Though perhaps you may think, because she is lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower, hark again!
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, did not give you counsel, never told secret. Save that, upon my love for Demetrius, I told him of yourself in the woods. He followed me, and I followed for love, though he chide me hence, and threatened me to strike me, spur me, nay, to kill me too.
Oh, you
now, so I will quiet go. To Athens I will bear my folly back and leave you further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why? Get you gone. Who is it that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius!
Oh!
Not afraid. She shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and skewed. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though he be but little, she is fierce.
Little? Again! Nothing but low and little! I am 5 foot Why will you suffer her to flaunt me thus? Let me come at her.
It's gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering not gross maid, you bead, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorned your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part. For if thou ever dost intend, ever show little love to her again, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow. Nay, I'll go with thee. Cheek by jowl. Ha!
Ah!
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I no longer stay in your company. Your hands and mine are quicker in the fray, though my legs are longer to run away.
Wait, no, I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else commits to thy knaveries wilfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Do not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. So far am I glad of this sort. At this their jangling, I esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. Hie therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, then sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and through each other look thou leapingness, till o'er their brows doth counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then take this herb to Lysander's eye, which hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with the accused date till death shall never end. Whiles I to this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen, and beg his Indian boy, and then I will his charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts, wandering here and there, troop home to churchyards. Damned spirits all, that in crossways and floods had burial, already to their wormy beds are gone, for fear lest day should look their shame upon. They wilfully themselves exile from light, and must for aye consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with morning's love have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even to the eastern gate all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold and salt green streams. But, notwithstanding, haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready.
Where art
thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then to plainer ground. Lysander, speak again, thou runaway, thou coward! Art thou fled? Speak in some bush! Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward! Art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookst for wars, and wilt not come? Come, recreant! Come, thou child! I'll whip thee with a rod! He is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice. We'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I follow fast, but faster he did fly. That fallen am I in dark uneven way, and here will rest me. Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy grey light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest, for well I wot thou runnest before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither. I am here.
Nay then, thou mock'st me. Thou shalt buy this dear, if ever thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, look to be visited.
O weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy hour, shine comforts from the east, and I may back to Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detest, and sleep, but sometimes shut up sorrow's eyes, steal me a while from mine own company.
Yet but 3. Come one more. 2 of both kinds make up 4. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with the briers. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here I will rest me till the break of day. Heaven shield Lysander, if they mean a fray.
On the ground sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover, remedy. And thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And the country proverb known, that every man should take his own, in your waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen. Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen. To his arms upon the green, the cowslips tall his pensioners be. In the cold, cold spots you see, those be rubies, fairy favors, and their freckles live their savors. Oh, I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip seed. Farewell, the long spirits all be gone.
Bye.
A queen and all else come here anon.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you she that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk, and sometimes labour in the quan, and bootless make the breathless housewife charm, and sometime make the drink to bear no balm, mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm. Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you she?
And here my mistress, would that she were gone.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, 'cause you're in a new town. There's no need to be unhappy. Young man, there's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you're short on your dough, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys.
It's fun to stay at the
YMCA.
It's fun to stay at the
YMCA. You can get yourself clean. You can have a good meal. You can do whatever you feel. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me, oh? Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me, oh? I'm coming out. I want the world to know.
Don't you
Gotta let
want
it
me,
show.
oh?
I'm coming out. I want the world to know.
Don't
Gotta
you
let
want
it
me,
show.
If you change your mind, I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. If you need me, let me know. Gonna be around. If you got no place to go and you're feeling down. If you're all alone
When the pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gonna do my very best, and it ain't no lie. If you put me to the test, if you let me try.
I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Somebody who loves. Find me somebody to love. Find
somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Somebody who loves.
Don't go for second best, baby. Put your love to the test.
You know you've got to make him express how he feels. Maybe then you'll know your love is real.
Somebody who loves me. Somebody who loves me.
Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Somebody who loves. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Somebody who loves me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my brothers with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
No matter gay, straight, or bi, lesbian, transgender life, I'm on the right track. Baby, I was born to survive.
Don't hide yourself in regret. Just love yourself and you said I'm on the right track. Baby, I was born this way, yeah. Oh, there ain't no other way. Baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other way. Baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. Come on, Vogue. Let your body move to the music.
We are family.
Come on, Vogue. Let your body go with the flow. You know you can do it. Come on, Vogue.
Don't be a drag, just
Let
be
your
sweet.
body move to the music. Hey, 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 come on, Vogue.
You were born this way, baby.
Strike a pose. Vogue.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, whilst I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair, large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready.
Or scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Oh, that's good. Oh, a little bit to the left. Oh, yeah, you got me. Woo. Madame Cobweb.
Ready.
Oh, Madame Cobweb, good madame. Get you your weapons in your hand. And kill me a red-hipped humblebee on the top of a thistle. Oh, and good madame, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action. And madame, and good madame, have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflown with a honey bag, senorita. Where's
Eh?
Oh, where's Madame Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Oh, give me your leave, madame. Pray you, leave your courtesy. Good madame.
What's your will?
Nothing, good madame, but to help Cavalry Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber's, madame, for methinks I am marvellous hairy about the face. And if I am such a tender ass, if my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
Say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
I have, truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Oh, good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow. Oh.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoards and bring thee new nuts.
Well, I'd rather a handful or two of dried peas, but I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I'll have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee! How I dote on thee!
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? His dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting him of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favours from this hateful fool, I did upbraid him, and fall out with him. For he his hairy temples then hath rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers. And I did at my chance taunt him, and he in mild terms begged my patience. I then did ask of him his changeling child, which straight he gave me, and his fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of his eyes. And gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he awaking when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents than as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud o'er Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen. Wake up!
My Oberon! What visions have I seen? Methought I was enamoured of an ass.
There lies your love.
How come these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now!
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call and strike more dead than common sleep of all these 5 the sense.
Music, ho! Music such as charmeth sleep.
When thou wakest, with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Sound, music. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will at midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphantly. There the 4 lovers will be wedded with Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy king, attend and mark. I do hear the morning lark.
Then come, my queen, in silence sad trip we after the night shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering zoom.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
This is my daughter here asleep, and this Lysander, this Demetrius is, this Helena, old Nida's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
Well, no doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and, hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. But, Aegeus, speak. Is not this the day that Hermia should give answer to her choice?
It is, my lord.
Well, then go. Get the huntsmen, bid them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. Saint Valentine is past. Begin these wood buds, but to couple now.
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord on the world, where hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly. Half asleep, half waking, but yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. And now I do bethink me, so it is. I came here with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might without the peril of Athenian law.
Enough, enough, my lord. You have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, you of your wife, and one of my consent. Of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth and of their purpose hither this wood, and I in fury hither followed them, fair Helen in fancy following me. But my lord, I know not by what power, but by some power it is, my love for Hermia melted as the snow. Seems to me now as the remembrance of an idle gaud which in my childhood I did dote upon. But all the virtue, the faith of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye is only Helena. To her, my lord, I was betrothed ere I saw Hermia, but like in sickness did I loathe this food, but in health come to my natural taste. Now I do long for it, wish for it, and forevermore be true to it.
Theseus.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us these lovers shall eternally be net. But as the morning now is something worn, our purposed hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and indistinguishable.
Methinks I see things with parted eye when everything seems double.
So methinks, and I found Demetrius like a jewel, my own and not my own.
Are you sure we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Did the Duke not just bid us to follow him?
Yeah, and my mother.
And Hippolyta.
He did bid us to follow to the temple.
Right, well then, we are awake. Let's follow them. And, by the way, let's recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is Most Fair Pyramus. Hey ho. Petra Quince? Flute, the bellows mender. There. You have reached the voicemail. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, Snout! Snout the Tinker! Starveling? Oh, God's my life. Stolen hence and left me asleep. I've had a most rare vision. I've had a dream. Past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was... There's no man can say what. Methought I was... Huh. And methought I had to... but man is but a patch fool, if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Petra Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it at the latter end of a play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I will sing it at her death. Where are those bloody mechanicals?
Checked Bottom's Snapchat. He's nowhere. He's not even on there. What about his Facebook, Instagram? Slide into his DMs. He hasn't responded at all. He cannot be off the grid. Okay, what about Find My iPhone?
We don't tried LinkedIn. I looked on LinkedIn. He's not on LinkedIn.
Okay. Radical idea. Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of transport, he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No, he hath simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
He, and the best person too. And he is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there are 2 or 3 more lords and ladies to be married. If our sport had gone forward, we had been made rich.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom! Thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6 pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged! He would have deserved it. 6 pence a day as Pyramus or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Madam! Oh, most courageous day! Oh, happy hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders. But ask me not what, for if I tell you I am no true Athenian, I will tell you everything, right as it fell out.
Let us hear, Sweetbottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is, the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man occur his part. For the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not she who plays the lion pare her nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And most dear actors, eat no onions or garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath. And I do not doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words! Away! Go away!
Oh, okay.
Go. God.
'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all as frantic, sees Helen's beauty in the brow of Egypt. The poet, in fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth and earth to heaven. And as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shape and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks have strong imagination, that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy. Or, in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed to bear?
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy's image, and grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable. Theseus. You need this. Go to him.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth.
Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us. Wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Come now, what masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are at hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour?
Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgments have you for this evening? What masks? What music? How shall we beguile the lazy time if not with some delight?
A tedious, brief scene of young Pyramus and his love, Thisbe. Very tragical mirth.
Merry and tragical. Tedious and brief. That is, hot ice and strange wondrous snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play, but by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself.
What?
Oh, son!
Which, when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water, but more merry tears the passion of loud laughter never shed.
And what are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing. Nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss. When simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach. Oh, I'm sorry, I got it wrong.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill. That you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider, then we come but in despite. We do not come as minding. To contest you, our true intent is. All for your delight, we are not here. That you should here repent you, the actors are at hand. And by their show, you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fella doth not stand up on points.
She hath read her prologue like a rough colt. She knows not the stop, a good moral. My lord, it is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
She hath played on her prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
Her speech was like a tangled chin, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who is next?
All right, all of you on mute. Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe, is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall. That vile wall which did these lovers sunder, and through walls chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper. At the let which let no man wonder, this man with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright, and as she fled, her mantle she did fall, and lion vile with bloody mouth did stain, and on comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, and whereat with bloody blimful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let no man wonder. Let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
One lion may, when many asses do.
In the same interlude, it doth befall that I, one snout by name, present a wall. And such a wall, as I would have you think, that had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did whisper often very secretly. this loom, this rough cast, this stone that show that I am that same wall.
Yeah.
The truth is so. And this the cranny is right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Pyramus draws near the wall.
Yeah.
Silence!
Oh, grim-looked night. Oh, night with you so black. Oh, night, whichever art when day is not. Oh, night, alack, alack, alack. I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, oh, wool, oh, sweet and lovely wool, that stands between her father's ground and mine. Thou, wool, oh, sweet and lovely wool, oh, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eyne. Ah, thanks, courteous wool. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wool, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see, it will fall pat as I told you. Oh, yonder she comes.
Oh, wall, full often hast thou heard my moans. Oh, for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have oft kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love, thou art! My love, I think!
Think what thou wilt, I am thy lover's grace, and like Lymander, am I trusty still?
And I, like Helen, till the fates me kill!
Not Shafalus to Procrus, so true.
And Sharon to Procry to you!
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kissed the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Oh, wilt thou at Ninny's too meet me straight away?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, Ball, my part discharged so, and being done, thus Wall away doth go.
Now is the mural down between our two neighbours.
When walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worst, if imagination amend them.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for an excellent cast.
You, ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, as lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, one Snug the joiner, am a lion's fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I come into strife as lion into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle
Life.
beast of God conscience.
Best of the beast, my lord, that here I saw.
This lion is very a fox for his valour.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
But for his valour cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
His discretion, I am sure, cannot carry his valour, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present.
Horns on his head.
He is not crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. I, myself, and the man in the moon doth seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lanthorn. How is it else the man I the moon?
He dares not come there for the candle, for you see it is already in snuff.
I am weary of this moon. Would he would change?
It appears by his small lighter's discretion that he is in wane, but yet, in courtesy, in all reason, we must stay the time.
All I have to proceed, moon. All I have to say is to tell you that this lanthorn is the moon. I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog,
These should be in the lanthorn, for all these are in the moon. Oh, but silence! Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Ninny's tomb. But where is my love?
Roar!
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shone, moon. Truly, the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion.
And so the lion vanished.
And then came Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, oh spite. But mark, or night, what dreadful doe is here?
Oh God.
Do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck. Oh dear.
Oh, heck.
Thy mantle good. What? Stained with blood. Approach, ye furies fell. Oh, fates, come, come. Cut thread and thrum. Quail, crush, conclude and quell.
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore nature didst thou lions frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears confound.
Oh, God.
Sword and wound. The pap of Pyramus. I that left pap where the heart doth hop.
No!
Thus die I. Thus. Now I am dead. Now I am fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die. 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 Die.
Oh, God. No die, but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he is dead. He is nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass.
How chance Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Thank
God. Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
Me too.
Which Pyramus is Thisbe is the better he for a man. God warrant us.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak! Speak! Ugh, quite dumb. Dead? Dead? A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These, my lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks, are gone. Are gone. Lovers make moan, his eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you have shore with shiz his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come, blade, my breast imbue. And farewell, friends. Thus this be ends. Adieu. Adieu. Adieu.
Oh, sorry.
Stop! Stop!
Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead.
Thank God.
Two?
No. Assure you, the wall is down that parted their fathers. Oh, and will it please you to see the epilogue, or to hear a Bergamask dance between two of our company?
No, please, no.
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse, for when the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. Marry, if he that writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is, truly and very notably discharged. But come, your Bergamask, let your epilogue alone.
Love
Just love me, love me.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers, to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time.
I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn, as much as we this night have overwatched. This palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity, in nightly revels and new jollity.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all with weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night that the graves all gaping wide. Everyone lets forth his sprite in the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now are frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house give gathering light by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar, and this ditty after me sing and dance it trippingly.
First, rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace will we sing and bless this place. Now, until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. To the best bride bed will we,
which by us shall blessed be, and the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be, and the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, hair, lip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious such as are despised in nativity, shall upon their children be. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless through this palace with sweet peace, and the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And, as I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the Puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen. Nips and blind worms do no wrong, come not near our fairy queen. Fill the mouth with melody, singing our sweet lullaby, la 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 lullaby, la 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm, come my lovely lady night, so good night with lullaby. Weaving spiders come not here, and see long-legged spinners' hands. Little black approach not near, worm no snail, do no offense. Fill the mouth with melody, singing our sweet lullaby, la 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 lullaby, la 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm, come my lovely lady night, so good night with lullaby, lullaby,
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, 'cause you're in a new town. There's no need to be unhappy. Young man, there's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you're short on your dough, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean, you can have a good meal, you can do whatever you feel. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me, oh? Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me, oh? I'm coming out, I want the world to know. Don't If you change your mind,
Take a chance, take a
I'm the
chance,
first
take a
in
chance, take a chance, take a
line.
chance,
Honey,
take a
I'm
chance, take a
still
chance, take a
free.
chance, take a chance,
Take a
take a
chance
chance,
on
take a
me.
chance, take a chance,
If
take
you
a
need
chance,
me,
take a chance,
let
take
me
a
know.
chance,
Gonna
take a
be
chance,
around. If you got no place to go when you're feeling down. If you're all alone when the pretty birds have flown, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance on me. Gonna do my very best, and it ain't no lie. If you put me to the test, if you let me try. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Somebody who loves. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Somebody who loves. Don't go for second best, baby. Put your love to the test. You know you got to make him express how he feels, and maybe then you'll know your love is real. Somebody who, somebody who, somebody who loves me. Somebody who, somebody who, somebody who loves me. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Somebody who loves. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Somebody who loves me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my brothers with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. No matter gay, straight, or bi, lesbian, transgender life, I'm on the right track, baby. I was born to survive. Don't hide yourself in regret. Just love yourself and you said I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way, yeah. Oh, there ain't no other way, baby. I was born this way, baby. I was born this way. Oh, there ain't no other ways, baby. I was born this way, baby. I was born this way. Come on, Vogue. Let your body move to the music. We are family. Come on, Vogue. Let your body go with the flow. You know you can do it. Come on, Vogue. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Let your body move to the music. Hey, 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 come on, Vogue. You were born this way, baby. Strike a pose. Vogue.